Welcome to Chamber Talk on FPAC Channel 9. I'm Susan Kessel, and I'm your host for tonight. Also with me hosting is Alan Glonick. Alan is on our FPAC committee board, which members are appointed by Fairfield Mayor Bob Rasmussen. He's also our chairman of the committee and recently appointed fundraising chairman. And so that's very appropriate here in front of the bank. And we're having our other special guest is Sue Buch. Welcome.
Thank you.
This is the location of the drive-in bank that I remember when I was growing up, when it was built here. And I believe that was in 1966?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, long time ago. And now you're involved in this project. And tell me what your title with this is.
I'm an assistant vice president with Iowa State Bank. I'm a loan officer, and I was also the project manager for building this new drive-up facility.
So that was a lot of fun and all the planning.
Yes, it was very exciting. It was very challenging, and sometimes it pushed you to your limits, but it was very rewarding in the end.
How long has this project been going on?
The actual design process and picking of the architect has probably been going on for about 3 years or maybe even longer. The actual construction began in the spring of 1995.
So that's a long time. It always takes a long time for big projects, and this certainly is. It's a wonderful building to be in Fairfield. It's a real asset to the community.
We're very proud of it, and we've had a lot of positive input from the customers, and it's a very convenient location, easy parking, easy access, so we're very happy to be able to provide that for them.
Let's take a look over here at the easy access of the drive-in bank.
Great.
Now tell me about what we're looking at here.
Okay. When we started designing this, one of the major things that we had to look at, of course, was the flow of traffic and congestion problems. The site here is supposed to be able to have some easy access, and therefore we didn't want to complicate that issue with getting cars coming from all different directions on both 4th Street here in Burlington. So we have 5 drive-through lanes. The first lane that you'll see next to the building is a commercial lane in which we can take the larger deposits and the larger bags, and some larger items can actually fit through the push-out drawer. The other 4 lanes are run through a kiosk system, and we have an underground tubing system that goes underneath and into a culvert and comes back up into
I'm always amazed at how fast those work.
Yes, yes. They're pressured by air, and they do tend to zoom by really fast.
You also have lots of parking here. A whole nother lot to the north.
Yeah, we have about 16 spaces right to the west of the facility. One of them is a handicap space. And then we have an employee parking lot, and also will serve as an overflow for our customers on the northwest corner of this facility.
Let's take a break, and we'll walk around to what is the main entrance on the other side.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me about this emblem here for the Iowa State Bank. Was this made locally?
Yes, a year ago we got a new logo, and it is the eye within a round circle, and Creative Edge did this for us along with our monument sign out front. And this is cut by a Laserjet, one of the new modern technology processing ways of building a sign these days, and we're very pleased with it, especially proud that someone local could do this for us.
Yes, it's nice to keep it in the community. Also the letters up above, I assume, are from there?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Let's go inside. Now, while we were out here, you also mentioned that the ATM machine was one of the first in
Right, we were the
Fairfield.
first in Fairfield to offer a drive-through ATM machine, and it's highly used. The number of transactions that are ran through that on a daily basis are just tremendous.
And we do have an elevator that goes upstairs, which will go up there.
The whole facility is handicap accessible.
Great. Okay. And this is the lobby. You must have had a good time decorating this.
Oh yes.
I love the marble.
The marble is actually from the Middle East, and it's called Oriental green. And it was hard to find, but we're very pleased. We picked it out from a slab, and they imported that, and we're very pleased with how it blended in with the rest of the facility.
All the oak and the tile, it looks very nice.
Yes, we wanted the interior to have a very warm and friendly feel when you walked in, so that you felt comfortable coming in and banking here.
Now, you said something about the carpet upstairs. I was kind of surprised. You said something about it being dyed, custom dyed.
That's correct. We ended up having a special, a custom color dye so that we could get the right color that we wanted and the right color of dots within that, so that we could tie all of this together.
Oh, it's very attractive. And then over here in the corner, which is the main part of a bank, and it's the vault.
Right. This is our pride and joy here. The vault is a vintage vault door, or we have a vintage vault door on here. This came from Central State Bank out of Muscatine. They're building a new facility and demolished their old facility, and we went in and kept this actually from being demolished with the building, and are going to be restoring it and using it here at the bank, which we thought was just a great asset to the aesthetics here.
It's really neat. Well, I don't know about you, Alan, but I've never been in a vault. So
Free sample.
let's go in the vault.
The interior of the vault is still under construction. This door was just brought in, which was actually quite an accomplishment in itself. You're looking at the door and the frame and the fire gates, a total of about 6 tons. So most vault doors are brought in at the time or prior to the bank being built, at the time that the steel frame is going up, and then the bank is built around the vault and the vault door.
So this whole section was left open until you got the door here.
That's correct. And there was quite a lot of thought process that had to go into that to be able to make this happen after the fact. We had to buy extra floor tile so that when they wheeled this 6,000-pound door across our tile floor, that we could replace any tile
Did
that
you
may
have
be
breakage?
cracked or popped. We were very fortunate, and
That's hard to believe.
got that brought in without it.
It's very comfortable in here. You've got the walls are.
The carpet is for acoustical purposes, and safe deposit boxes will actually fill this area here on both sides, and that will then, we'll have that service to be able to offer to the customers. Inside here is just an extra storage area for our bags of coins and some kind of behind the scenes.
And what time do you close here?
Well, now I've been in a vault. Over on this end of the lobby, you were telling me about the innovative ideas and things that are coming into being. Explain that for me.
Well, we were actually the first in the state of Iowa to have it's called a cash dispensing machine. And what it does is it works in conjunction with our online services, and when a teller runs a withdrawal or a deposit with cash back, it will dispense out the proper amount of cash and coin in a matter of seconds. And what that does is it alleviates the time crunch for the tellers. They don't have to count it out of their drawer and again at their station before they pass it to the customer. It's supposed to save anywhere between 30% and 60% of your time management waiting with customers. So.
And I guess it's also a wave of the future in terms of internal security also.
It is actually a vault within itself there, and so it is secure, and it's making the efficiencies better within a bank with the modern technology. So.
And what are these little sections here?
These are our walk-up teller stations. We have 4 walk-up teller stations and 1 sit-down teller station.
And we're actually seeing them from behind here.
Yeah, on the back side And the teller, of course, has their, let's see if we can find one that's being occupied right now.
While you're here, why don't you just quickly introduce your staff?
I gotta go down and take this disc downstairs.
Uh-oh. That's too handy.
Okay, Tiffany Cryle. And this is a new employee that just started, so I'm going to have you introduce yourself.
Okay, Carolyn Heisel.
Carolyn Heisel. So,
Well, we're good at doing this on first day on the job.
yes, we're
We
breaking
have a
her
habit of
in.
doing this. Thank you.
Back here we have Janet Fisher and Shirley Dick.
And they're busy
And
on
they're
the job.
busy servicing the drive-through customers.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
We also have another safe back here. That's very handy for the tellers to store their cash trays in, so they don't have to be walking across the lobby and carrying an excessive amount of cash out in the lobby area.
The light fixtures are really nice. Art Deco.
We hand-picked those out. Light fixtures were one of the challenges with this project because you not only had to find a light fixture that was aesthetically correct for the facility, but you had to have one that gave the correct amount of light to make it functional too.
I have a question about your lock door here. Is this, are all these time locked, or do you just manually open them at any time?
No, these will have time locks on them. Part of that is due to the insurance requirements that we have these days. So if we would accidentally set the time locks incorrectly, we would not be able to open up the door. Our office equipment people would not be able to open it up. We would have to wait and for them to expire. If the time locks ever malfunctioned, the way that you would get into that is you would have to break through the wall first and then come in from the back side to get the door open.
So not even a manufacturer then could bypass
That is correct. That is correct. It's very secure.
Oh.
Now this door, from the best knowledge that we have at this time, was built back in the 1890s.
Wow.
And if we would have to have one built today, you know, the cost would be somewhere, they told us, around $150,000 to $200,000.
Wow.
The new vault doors that are made these days are completely functional, and they have plastic on the back sides, and they just don't have the character and the craftsmanship that the old doors have.
Oh.
So people will have to come in and check that
Yes,
out.
yes.
If it happens to be open. Anything else down on this main floor that we should take a look at? We have a big lobby.
Right. We have our lobby. One thing that we're proud of here too is our Kids Financial Center. And this is something that we wanted to be able to build and incorporate down the road to actually educate the young kids and the young people, our young customers, about banking.
So they can they actually use this little computer?
Yeah, this is just a little sample ATM machine that they can come and play with. Our hopes are that in the future we'll have a PC here with some math type of database programs.
Can they make deposits?
They can, but they are
Not here.
worthless. So.
Oh.
And inside the drawers here, we have play money and some math problems and all kinds of fun stuff to keep them occupied while their parents do their banking.
This is nice. And then we have 3 cubicles here. And what are these used for?
These are our personal bankers, and they will. Currently, we're utilizing just one of the stations. They're where we open up new accounts, close accounts. Someone has concerns on their checking account, anything that would, a transaction that would take some time, that you need to sit down, have a little bit of privacy, and have some one-on-one help. And Ruth Eubanks is our personal banker at this location.
I've been reading more and more how in urban areas banks are becoming very automated, but it seems that you are balancing the automation with still the the human touch here?
Well, we're still in the Midwest, and that's something that distinguishes, I think, banks from different banks is their type of customer service or their personality that they can offer. And we are very state-of-the-art in our technology, but we also don't want to give up that personal touch. So
I don't think we'll ever get away from that completely. I think people will always demand that.
a person that has a little bit of common sense.
Yeah, I know. I go back to New Jersey once a year and get growled at by a teller, and I'm very appreciative of the pleasant humans you have working here.
Okay.
And I see you do have some more offices over here, or
Yes,
what are
we
these?
do. We have 2 loan offices, and in between we have a workroom, which the workroom encompasses our laser printers and our loan processors, a fax machine, and all those kinds of tools that are needed for the loan officers.
Now I can't help noticing the chairs. I've been helping my husband decorate his office, and so I've been making some of these decisions, and you've done a really nice job in selecting the fabric and the companion prints and everything that go together so well.
Well, thank you. I had a lot of help with that. It was a little bit hard picking out by 2x2 swatches of material, and then when they all started coming in, hoping that everything would coordinate with each other item. But we're very pleased with how everything came out.
And I noticed that we're focusing here on your family.
Yes.
This Buch has 5 children, 3 of which came at once.
Yes, I have a set of triplets. They're age 6, starting 1st grade this year. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old.
So you are very busy, not only here at the bank, but when you go home.
Right.
I don't know how you do it.
Well, I don't know either.
You have to come here so you can get away once in a while.
Yeah, you just learn to balance it, and it's been working out very smoothly. So
Great. Let's take a little break and we'll go upstairs. We're now upstairs in the Iowa State Bank, and it is so spacious up here. Tell me, what are the uses going to be on this floor?
Well, when we were researching on building this bank, some of the other banks that we visited said their number one complaint that they had was that as soon as they built it, they outgrew it. And so when we were designing this, we wanted to make sure that we had room for expansion. We're pretty much landlocked downtown where our main bank is, and we're maxed out on that floor space, so this is mainly meant for future expansion.
Now, you're still operating downtown.
Yes, we are.
And plan to continue to operate downtown.
Yes, we do.
And that is the site of the original downtown Iowa State Bank?
That's correct. Ralph Eastburn started the bank back in 1934.
And then what happened then?
That building was eventually tore down, and they used the same location and rebuilt its existing bank in 1954. There has been 2 remodelings and expansions since then, with the last one being in 1988.
So it's expanded there as much as it can.
That's correct. I think that we've pretty much used the maximum space that we can down there at this time.
Now up here, are all of these rooms being used now?
No, they are not.
They're not. Okay, what is this room over here?
This is an executive office, which is currently being used by the chairman of the board, and he comes in from time to time, but doesn't use it on a daily basis.
Very nice. The windows, I especially like the windows and the window treatments, the wood blinds.
Yeah,
circle.
We didn't want to hide up all of this beautiful woodwork with material and with curtains. So the wood blinds was the perfect answer, and yeah, we really like how that turned out.
Whose picture is this?
That is Ralph Eastburn.
Ralph Eastburn. And then here we have David and his family. And I wonder who this is on the
Actually,
horse.
according to Vicki Eastburn, that is her husband, Dave.
Oh, he'll be proud of this on TV, won't he? I guess
But what we can't tell is
he can't be here.
Yeah. And what we don't know is what happened to him after the horse got done jumping.
Oh, I think that same horse must have went around town around that period of time, because I've seen photos like that before. Oh, this is definitely a beautiful room.
Now this clock that you see over here on the wall was a gift from our contractor, Merit Construction, and what they used to build that was an old frame, a walnut frame, out of the drive-up facility that was demolished. So you can see some of there's still some nail holes and some divots and things like that in the wood, and that is all because...
And they did that on their own?
Yes, they did.
That's nice.
Yes.
And now back out in the hall again, and across this room we have a boardroom.
That's correct. This is our new boardroom. And at one end we have some closet area. And inside we have a bar area so that we would be able to...
Now, is this room rented out at all? Or will be, or won't be?
There can be arrangements made if this room needs to be used for different nonprofit organizations, but it's not really separated very well from our security system, and so it's not a real easy...
And I'm sure you're so new right now that things are not set up.
Yeah, we really haven't made any arrangements yet on that.
And over here on the wall we have the old drive-up.
Yes, we're going to try to capture our history on this wall and mat and frame some of the old photos associated with the old drive-up facility, some of the newspaper articles, some of the people that used to work there, and we're just in the process of getting that built.
I have to assume that at the other end, behind those cabinet doors are a screen, a movie screen or something?
It's a dry erase board for
dry
a
erase.
presentation.
Okay, I was close.
Yeah. So.
You could actually use it for a screen.
That is correct. That is correct.
You're right, Susan.
You're right.
Okay, let's go back out into the hall. And I have to say that while we're here, you're getting ready for your grand opening. But when we air this for Chamber Talk on Monday evening, the grand opening will be over. But we hope that people have come up here and visited, and if they haven't, maybe they can say something and come up on their own. And also for the celebration, the Jefferson County Historical Society has brought up a lot of pieces from the museum that they're exhibiting here.
That's correct.
And these are in the extra offices. And let's take a look at some of those. Let's go in here. I think if people come up and take a look at these, they'll have a really great time looking. There's 1891 photos. I see the Catholic Church, it's still the same. Methodist Church.
There's different angles of the square.
This is also a good time to enjoy these because of Iowa's Sesquicentennial celebration. And I did talk to Neil Doyle and Fred Flinchbaugh, who are arranging this display, and they hoped that it would be up maybe a little longer than the open house, but they weren't sure.
Yes, we plan to work with both that committee and the Fairfield Art Association and let them use the space up here for any exhibits throughout the year that they would like to use it for.
I know that the Art Association is planning on a quilt show, and Richard Thompson's going to be having historical memorabilia and buttons, and the school show will be up here.
Mhm.
So the Art Association does have a lot of plans for using this wonderful space.
That's great. We're proud to have people come up and look around. So
Now we have one more room I think we should look at, and that's of some items here that Neil told me came out of the Bonnifield cabin, I believe. Old buggy. And Alan, what is that? A churn?
Churn and bucket.
So I'm sure we need someone here to tell us
Butter
how
churn?
these are used. And I'm sure that signs will be put up describing what these are when you are up here. Cider press, spinning wheel.
I think the cradle there, he said, was from the 1800s. I think that's one of their oldest pieces that they have on display.
It's nice to be able to share these things from the museum. People don't always get up there to see things, so it's nice to bring them here. And then one last room. And in here we have the progress of this Iowa State Bank displayed so well, the demolition and construction of the current bank. I remember watching it being built.
Yes, as I look at those, I can see the many deadlines that we had to meet as each step of the construction phase was going on. Brings back a lot of memories.
Right. Well, thank you, Sue Buch, for being here, and Alan for helping us out today and getting a taste of what FPAC does with Chamber Talk, and maybe you'll come back and host again.
Okay.
And we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Iowa State Bank handpicked each one of their art selections, and the purpose of that was to emphasize our youth and our family unit. If you look at this picture here, the photo is called The First Haircut, and framed down here by underneath the picture is actual locks from the Eastburn Boys' first haircut. So we've tried to specialize and personalize and have some meaning to all of our pieces of artwork here.